Nice.
We're live. I'm playing us in. Here we go.
Ooh-ah.
Welcome to Earl and the Idiot, the show that gives you the answers you need to take your business to the next level. With Earl Flormata, one of Vancouver's most sought-after business and marketing consultants, author of Business Engine Optimization, consultant to over 60 successful businesses, an all-around evil marketing genius with a combined total of more than $70 million worth of sales to his credit. And some idiot. Okay, here we go.
Here we go.
Here we go indeed. And we're going to start off today's show with I took Dan's Peking duck virginity last week.
Yes.
So he's never
I've
had
been
Peking duck. I can't believe
I've I've been introduced to the magical world of Peking duck.
it's basically crispy skin Chinese tacos, but whatever, right?
Yeah, that sounds so much less, I don't know what the word is, like less exotic and romantic than Peking duck.
Yeah, hence why they call it Peking duck.
Like I say, I think I was saying this to you before. It's like Peking duck is like the go-to exotic meal people refer to in like a Bugs Bunny cartoon.
Right.
You know what I mean? Oh, what is this? Peking duck? This is so fancy. Like it's the go-to default uh fancy meal.
Well,
And so I was
comparatively speaking to like regular Chinese food, it's kind of fancy, right?
it's a little fancier, yeah, but I was picturing um an entire duck like glistening, the brown sort
Right,
of
right.
glaze on it with the head and neck all like
Mm,
arranged, silver tray, you know what I mean?
right.
This is what was in my head for the Peking duck whole presentation. Um but what it is awesome. It is absolutely awesome.
It
it's
tastes good,
just
doesn't
it's
it?
more accessible than I thought it was going to be. I thought it was going to be like, oh, here's this duck under a silver thing and it's all
Right.
got the neck and it's all glistening, and then there's like four little tubs of sauces that you're supposed to dip in a
Yeah.
particular sequence, you know what I mean? And like they serve it from the left and clear it from the right. Like I thought, you know what I mean? But it, like we
It's
call it duck skin tacos. It sounds like street food. It's I loved it.
it
I'm
was
not
delicious,
I'm
but
not
yeah,
saying I didn't love it. I'm just saying it was just not it was
it's
not
one of
the
my
image I had
favorite
in mind.
things. It's one of my favorite things. So I can't believe you've never tried it till like last week. So
Yeah, it was great and I really appreciated it. My girlfriend was all about it too. She thought it was great, particularly the duck skin part. Can you go and just get the duck skin, or does it have to be the two courses?
I've never done just the skin. It's always the two courses, or sometimes it's more, right? So sometimes you
Yeah, yeah.
get the soup and everything else. So speaking of fancy stuff, the day afterwards, I lost a bet with
Oh
another
yes.
guy. And so I had to foot the bill for an 18 course Thai food dinner meal.
That's so many courses.
And that was with white glove with fanciness. But
Mm.
it was the fancy frou-frou type stuff where the flavors were really good. I was still hungry afterwards. So we went to the bar afterwards and had like, oysters and fries and stuff. And then
Yeah,
today,
oysters and
so
fries like everyone has at the bar.
right. Well, it was a seafood bar, right? So
Oh, okay.
anyway, and then today we're going to the Vancouver Community College after this to go experience the students I guess graduation thing. So they're serving fancy food at the restaurant at the college as I guess a kind of final for their stuff. So it's a bunch
Yeah,
of culinary arts kids trying to impress their prof. So it's been quite the eating
for the
um
culinary.
experience for me for the last couple of days here.
Yeah, you're living it up. Do you
So,
for the culinary school? Do you pay for that? You probably
yeah,
still have to
yeah,
pay
you
for
have
it,
to
right?
you have to pay for it. So it's a paid sit down dinner.
Yeah,
Probably would have been like way the hell more if it wasn't a school
right.
thing. I think I paid like 60 or 70 bucks. So it should be pretty good. I mean, I'm looking forward to it. So
Mhm.
my other buddy said, "Hey, we're gonna go do this. You want to come? You want in?" I'm like, "All
Yeah,
right, sure."
you're
So
like hell yeah, I want
why not?
in.
So
um, hang on, I'm gonna
change the
orange my
lights.
face up. I was looking too pale next to my background.
There you go.
Um, is it hard to get into that? Does it sell out?
Yeah, we tried to book it like a month ago and it was full. And so like,
Mm.
okay, when's the next booking available? Today. It was like a month away. So I'm like, All right. So
Book it now.
we
I'll bet
waited a month for this.
I'll
So
bet you will never in your life have a um more, what's the word I'm looking for? A more food safe meal. You know what I mean? Where
since they're being
proper,
graded on it, yeah,
yeah, where proper procedures for safe food handling are being followed. It's probably 90% of the course, honestly.
probably.
And the supervisor's right there.
So yeah, makes for an interesting week.
Yeah.
So
In between all this decadent eating, did you have a chance to do any business this week?
yeah, a couple of meetings here and there, but I'm still a little under the weather with the whole blown up appendix thing. So
Yeah, yeah.
still in a little bit of pain from that. So I'm not operating at 100%, but still functional. Still
You know,
functional.
only guy I know who'd go on a gastronomic adventure as well as appendix is in the process of exploding.
Well, you only live once, right? So
That's true. Well, um, so did you have any notable business meetings or activities this week?
yeah, I posted all three of them for you to peruse, and you
All
picked the
the
middle one today.
I
So
picked the middle one, yeah, which is what my background is for today. Um, yeah, the one
what was the prompt? Did you just Ebenezer Scrooge holding a pile of money?
you know, it's funny. I started with that.
Oh, really?
I said, yeah, literally just almost exactly that. I think I just said Scrooge, not Ebenezer Scrooge,
Okay,
because I don't know how to spell Ebenezer, and I figured I would know which Scrooge I was talking about.
right.
You mean Steve Scrooge? No, no, Ebenezer.
Steve. Right.
um, and so yeah, I said Scrooge, draw me a picture of Scrooge holding fistfuls of cash, and it gave me the error message. Sorry, our content policy doesn't allow this.
So
Uh,
did you write? Give me a character, based on Scrooge
nope,
or Scrooge-esque?
I said, make me an image of a British Victorian era miser in a top hat holding fistfuls of cash. So of
Okay.
course, he is in a top hat. It didn't listen to my aspect ratio request,
All right.
so this is off. But
That's cool though. They're fancy dinners and fancy top hats.
yeah, exactly. Right. This guy would not go to the fancy dinner.
So I do not own a fancy top hat. So
We that's we're gonna get him and we're gonna go for Peking duck in top hats. That's it.
excellent.
Um,
Must wearing tuxes. All right.
all right. I just watched actually the Man Who Invented Christmas. You ever see that one?
No, I don't know that one.
It's pretty good. It's the story of Charles Dickens creating the story of A Christmas Carol, aka
Oh, cool.
Scrooge. And it's pretty good. It's not great, but it's pretty good. It's got a good Christmas vibe to
Very,
it.
very meta. It's the Christmas of the Christmas of the Christmas.
Yeah, exactly. And apparently, and I'm sort of reading up on this because whenever I watch a historical film, I always read the articles about how historically accurate it is.
How it's made.
Yeah. Um, and it says it in the movie. And basically, Christmas was not hugely celebrated before Dickens.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was sort of a kind of a country thing. Some people in the rural countryside would celebrate it.
Hmm.
But in the cities and in the more populous areas, it was a kind of a minor holiday. They actually celebrated Boxing Day more than they celebrated Christmas,
Really?
oddly enough.
Boxing Day
Yeah,
was more than Christmas. That's
yeah,
crazy.
right. It's weird. And then Queen Victoria married a German man, and the Germans celebrated it more than the British.
Hmm.
So he kind of brought it over. He brought over the
Is that
Christmas
why
tree.
all the Christmas markets are German?
Yeah.
Huh.
He brought the Christmas tree to England.
Oh, never knew
And as
that.
soon as Queen Victoria put one up in her place, all the other nobles started
Now
doing it.
it's cool.
Now
So we
right.
all got to do it, right?
Yeah.
It's a good night
And
for the Queen.
right, exactly. And that's why it's often called a Tannenbaum, because that's what it was called. Hey, look, here's a Tannenbaum. Oh, well, we'll call it a Christmas tree. That's in the
Hmm.
movie. They say, oh, let's call it a Christmas tree, I guess.
Right.
Um, but yeah, a lot of our sort of ideas about what Christmas is all about, generosity and so forth, it actually became popularized because of the popularity of the novel of A Christmas Carol.
So with all of us spending money on gifts and fancy food and everything else, today's topic is completely the ass backwards.
Right? Well, it's important to save money on your business if you want to have money to spend at Christmas time.
That's
There you
that's
go.
true.
There's your
That's
segue.
true.
Um, Yeah, I picked this one because it's like every week we're talking about AI, and let's talk about
Something different.
something more down to earth, more brass tacks, more something that would apply even if you didn't have computers at all.
Okay.
And do you want to tell us, or can you give us any details on what brought this up in your the course of your week?
It was a lot of people are complaining about essentially the recession that we're kind
Hmm.
of in at the moment.
Yeah.
And they were all looking for ways to save money. And I said, there's a couple ways that I can help them, but precluding to the hack of the week, we did everything in one go, right? So we were able to save them money, save them tax, get them on TV, all with the same swing. And I'm like, and it all started with money saving, right?
Hmm.
So one of the things that we do as consulting folks is that we look at saving money as a first step. And I know that sounds boring, but when you save the money, a dollar saved is a whole dollar, right? A dollar earned is, first you got to minus your overhead, then you got to minus your other expenses, then you got to pay staff, then you got to pay this and tax and that. And so a dollar earned is only, whatever your profit margin is, right?
Mm-hmm.
So whether if you hit break even or you're not break even yet, that dollar earned is multiplied by against what you got to minus all your expenses first,
Yeah.
right? And
Not to mention,
so
you
yeah,
got to work for that dollar to come in.
right,
Whereas if the dollar's already in and you save it, that's
yeah.
less work you have to do.
That's less work and it's a whole freaking dollar, right? So it goes a longer way. Now, don't get me wrong, you're not gonna save your way to $1 million. That's not how it works.
Mm-hmm.
But if you start saving and then taking that savings and applying it to other parts of the business, or hell, we're talking about Christmas stuff. So sure, yeah, you make raise morale, give your employees gifts and stuff. Do stuff that with the money, and then make it stretch further, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
I
hence
remember.
why
Yeah.
that's what we were talking about. So that was one of the meetings. So
Mm.
as per usual, I just throw all my. This is how it works. I look at my schedule. I look at all the meetings. I go, what the hell are we talk about? And I pick three of them and I throw them at you, right?
Yeah.
So
Right. And then I pick one that I think is fun or interesting to me that I actually want to talk about. And then we
mhm.
plug it into AI, and AI cranks out,
Does all the heavy lifting.
does all the heavy lifting, cranks out a show outline for us. And then we just have to, we get to all experience it together. It's
Yes.
more authentic because we're,
Which is great because I don't actually read them. I just paste it and then
it's
and then we just
honestly,
wing it.
it's worse if you do the extra work,
Yeah.
Um, I was just gonna say, I remember seeing this documentary or little TV clip about a guy who is building airplanes. Builds and flies airplanes, and he was going on about that, saying that if you want to increase the speed of your airplane, you can either increase your power or decrease your weight.
Right.
And he's like, when you decrease the weight, you're saving money and fuel. You
Mhm.
just keep increasing the engine size, you're burning money and fuel to get the plane to go faster. Whereas it can go faster, you just get rid of unnecessary parts.
And then those bastards charge us fees for luggage now. So
Yeah.
right.
Yeah, you get charged if your weight's if it's over a certain limit, but then you got to put it under the plane, so it still goes on the plane anyway.
Right.
Hmm.
And then I was laughing. There's a meme with the space shuttle strapped to an airplane saying, "Okay, are these luggage fees just BS or what?" Right. So
Fly an
it's
entire
got an
space
entire
shuttle.
space shuttle strapped to the top, and I'm like, okay, luggage can't be that heavy, right?
Yeah, when did they start weighing the passengers?
Yeah, no kidding. So
Incentivize weight loss. Anyway, here we go. We
jump
gave the
right in.
prompt to jump right into 24 minutes. Diving right in for here's the prompt we gave to AI this week. It's time for another Earl and the Idiot show. Today's topic is how do businesses save extra money during economic downturns? Give me three things to do, two things to avoid, and one red hot tip on saving those business dollars to stretch and go further.
I like the
Da-da.
title.
Yeah, the title is Earl and the Idiot, quote, saving money in an economic dumpster fire, unquote. Three things to do. Yeah, I don't know. Is it dumpster fire? Feels like a dumpster fire, but maybe not.
Every meeting I have, everybody's complaining that sales are down, stuff is slower, business is slower, right? For the people who are in like just regular businesses, right?
Right.
But for those who are still doing, new things in marketing, still reaching out, still networking, still doing all those things, it's going faster, right? So I live in the faster pile. Everybody like I'm trying to slow down due to my medical issues, but like stuff just keeps coming, and I'm like, oh my god, stop, please. So I throw a bunch of it at you, I throw a bunch of it at John, I throw a bunch of it, like I spread it around, spread the love around, and then everybody helps so that Earl can still stay in his sick bed and everybody makes money.
Nice. All right. Here is number one thing to do to save money in an economic dumpster fire. 1, audit everything you pay for, brackets, yes, ... everything, all caps, close bracket. Subscriptions, tools, softwares, that one service you forgot you were subscribed to back in 2019 that, quote, felt important at the time. Do a stack audit, cut 20 to 40% with zero pain, and reinvigorate vendors like you suddenly grew a spine and a CPA license. What's a CPA license?
A CPA being like certified professional accountant.
Oh, yeah, of course.
So
And what is a stack audit?
The stack audit is, okay, this is going to sound boring. And I actually do this as one of the very first things as a consultant, is we just grab their visa statement for the last 3, 6, 12 months. 12 months is better because then it uncovers hidden ones that you only pay once a year for.
Right.
And we go line by line and they go, do you still use this? Do you still use this? Do you still use this? And it's boring as hell. But it works because, me included, I look through this and go, oh yeah, I'm still paying for that service that I stopped using 3 years ago, right? Because we found a better one, right? Or this one is specific to this week, Black Friday, and the bane of my existence. So I have a love-hate relationship with this website, AppSumo.
Oh yeah.
And oh my god, every time I look at it, it costs me like $100, $200. I'm like, damn you, AppSumo. So because they always have these cool tools that are on sale, and they're always, most of the time, lifetime deals. So I've been guilty of, oh shoot, I'm actually guilty. I'm thinking just right now, I own AppSumo's a license to AppSumo's TidyCal.
Oh yeah.
Here my dumbass is still paying for Calendly. Yeah. And I'm like, wait, so TidyCal is a one-time fee. I bought it like a year ago. I still haven't set it up yet, and I'm still paying for a Calendly. So it's going through everything line by line. It's painstaking. It takes forever. But like I would have saved, I don't know, how much do I pay for Calendly? Like $20 a month, like $240, right? Which happens to be the price of Peking duck. So it's like, hey, that's an extra Peking duck. So if I switch to from Calendly to TidyCal and then just do pay the thing, that's one extra Peking duck through the and the $40 on top. So so doing a stack audit, it sounds boring, but it's important. And then rebuying some of these things as bundles, right? Or rebuying some of these things as like lifetime deals. Is huge, right? So yeah, that's I want to add that to this. So
lifetime deals as opposed to monthly subscriptions.
Yeah. So audit everything, go through your lists. Do you still use them? Super important. I mean, I know it's super boring, right? But this is like one of the first things that we do, right? And people are paying me like good money to do that, and it's such a basic task. But like we did this for a client and we saved $70,000. We did this for another client. We saved $180,000. We saved, it's like I charge $1,000
per year
per year. So I charge $1,000 an hour, and they're like, Earl, this is so basic. Why are we doing this? By the end, they're like, oh my god, we saved $70,000. Like, yeah, that's why we do this, right? Right?
Because
a whole dollar.
I'm trying to get away from always talking computers and AI all the time. What are some things that are non-computer subscriptions that you might find in an audit like this?
So we did one for like a doctor's office once, and bandages, right? Like what's the shelf life of a bandage? And they told me about 2 or 3 years before, like, the stickiness kind of wears off or it's not so good anymore. It gets kind of weird. And I'm like, all right, cool. So if we were to buy like a year's worth of bandages, right? And multiplied by the number of locations you have, especially if you have multi-location. Okay, this is really boring. It's a bunch of bandages for 3 locations, right? And it's Black Friday, and putting all that together saves them oodles of money. Like, I asked them how much room would like a year's worth of bandages take on your shelf, and they're like, oh, this much room, right? And I'm like, well, how much shelf space do you have? And they're like, we have a whole storage area full of shelf space. And I'm like, okay, so if we did this and we bought the bandages bulk and we just bought a year's worth, like the stickiness wouldn't get all weird, it wouldn't get all funky on you guys, it'd still be good, you'd still have good patient whatever. And they're like, yeah, that's totally cool, man. That adds up, right? So,
and you can negotiate bulk discounts probably.
You negotiate bulk discounts, as long as it's so you have to look at it from multivariate, right? Like, you're looking at it going, well, how much room is this going to take, right? And at what point are the band-aids going to suck, right? So like, if they were sat on the shelf for like 2-3 years, okay, now the sticky thing gets weird. Like, they showed me an old bandage and they explained to me why it's not so great after a while. And so we just made some estimates. We bought a year's worth of stuff. We got bulk discount, volume discount, and then we bought it on Black Friday week, so it was on extra sale, right? So now that you understand that kind of stuff, the Black Friday makes a big difference if you have like a physical location and you have like actual stuff. So let's say you run a restaurant, napkins, right? Sporks, like all the little bits and pieces that you need to run the place. It adds up. So if you can buy them bulk, en masse, on volume, and on Black Friday or some other sale, maybe you buy them on Boxing Day, like you were talking about earlier, the savings add up.
Nice. I'm gonna jump in on something that's somewhat related, but just I really want to vent about. I'm so mad about this. I spotted this, and I then saw a post on Reddit of other people who'd spotted something similar.
Okay.
Let's say I was buying something at a grocery store. Let's say it was crackers. I don't know what it was. There was a box of, like 1 package of crackers, or a big box of 5 packages of crackers. The cost per cracker was higher in the big box.
Yeah, I do the math as well.
Yeah, you got to do the math. It used to be, well, hey, we're gonna give you a bit of a discount if you buy more at once. Good for us, good for you, everybody wins. Now they just realize nobody does the math, and they go, oh, it's a larger box, so it costs more. People don't do the math on the per gram cost.
I don't know which stores do it, but some stores actually show unit price.
Right. Yeah, Costco does that. I think
the ones that do, they're more cognizant, and their pricing is more, related to what you're buying, right? So you're buying more crackers. It's cheaper per volume of crackers, right?
Yeah. So it's so gross. It was so upsetting to me. It's so dishonest and scummy. I really do not approve.
Yeah, 100%. Like, it should be cheaper when you buy bulk, right? So yeah, I agree.
Anyway, so if it is related. If you're gonna try and save money by buying bulk, make sure you're actually saving money.
Yeah, 100%. Just because you're going to Costco buying the big ridiculous thing of Cheerios, right?
Yeah.
Do it like do the calculation per gram or whatever is on the box, right? And find out.
All right, moving on. Got that out of my system.
All right.
2, here's AI again. Automate the work that doesn't require a pulse. Repetitive admin, follow-ups, lead nurturing, reminder emails, voicemail drops. AI and systems are cheaper than employees. A lot of people are going to hate that. And they work weekends without complaining about burnout. Every task you automate is a permanent expense reduction. It's a bit sticky.
For certain things, I agree. Right? There are robot jobs and there are people jobs, right?
Yeah.
So, things like booking oil changes, right? That's a robot job. It checks the calendar, makes sure there's a slot, figures out what kind of car you have, puts that into the calendar.
Yeah.
Right? Totally cool. Right? But now you're talking about, if you're going to run, for example, an event, right? Human job, only human job. Never let the robots run the events.
Right.
Remember when the robots tried to do social media posts and they just posted stuff about like, things that shouldn't be posted about.
Yeah.
So
Mm.
yeah, so some things are robot jobs, some things are people jobs, but you have to sort as such, right? Like some things require that human touch, like second level customer service requires that human touch. First
Mhm.
level customer service, I actually prefer the robot, right?
Yeah.
So because one time I called a hotel and their front desk was closed. And I'm like, what the actual crap? Right? Like front desk
Yeah.
hotels aren't allowed to close. Like I should be able to call you at 3 o'clock in the morning and tell you, hey, look, something in my room exploded, right? Or
Yeah.
whatever. Right. So I called them one time and the freaking front desk was closed. And I'm like, dude, right? So front desk stuff, if I'm calling you at 3 o'clock in the morning, maybe let the AI answer first, right? Okay, because you have to pay that poor person extra money to one be sentient at 3 o'clock in the morning and still be able to function, right? So let the robot do that part, right?
Mm.
If you're just asking really basic stuff like what's your hotel address, right? Or
Yeah.
like, are you guys open? Let the robot do that, right? That's a robot job. Not
Yeah.
not like no human will thank you for keeping them to that job because they'll all be miserable anyways, right?
Mhm.
Um, but
I,
yeah,
I I was having this discussion with my dad and my stepmom, and I made this point that was that companies already don't hire enough customer service people. You know what I mean? It's not like there's companies
100%.
that are absolutely flush with more than enough customer service people to handle every problem, and now they're going to be getting rid of those people. What they're going to be doing is they're going to be putting into the hands of those customer service people tools that make it easier for them to actually do the job.
Right. Don't forget that AI is supposed to augment human capability, right?
Like that,
So,
like with self-service checkouts, right? Like, oh, it's good. They're getting rid of cashier jobs. It's like there already weren't enough cashiers,
right.
and they also have to hire someone to be there for the automated cash for the self
What
checkout.
what pisses me off is that some of those automated cashiers still ask for a tip, and I'm like, screw you. You're not getting a tip, right? The
No,
robot doesn't get a tip,
yeah,
right?
but it's like now one cashier can monitor the 20 self checkouts. So
Yeah.
what you've done is you've taken the person you were already employing and had them do 20, have them
And you multiply them. Right.
multiplying their effectiveness.
Yeah, 100%. When you're multiplying human efficacy, that's good.
Yeah.
When you're allowing the robot to take over where humans should really be running the boat, that's bad.
Mhm.
So, yeah, not everything can be automated.
Yeah.
Some stuff, yes.
And
Some stuff, no.
I think there's something to be said in terms of like, we're talking about cost savings here, but maybe you're a sole proprietor and we're talking about your time savings here.
Also, yes, right? Like as a sole prop, if you're not really quite ready to hire employees yet because you're not quite there cash flow wise, right?
Mhm.
You want to be responsible, right? So, like, if you're going to be responsible for someone's livelihood, you know, you're better off automating certain things or multiplying them with automations, right? I think that the future is going to go to the companies that multiply human efficacy with artificial intelligence,
Mhm.
not the
Yeah.
ones that replace humans outright with artificial intelligence,
Right.
right? So, because if you replace them outright, the AI still makes mistakes. It's not nowhere near as intuitive.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong, it's more accurate at times, right? Like if you
Mhm.
have the AI read the site and you have a human read the site and have the AI answer questions, the AI doesn't make mistakes if it's only basing the data off of the site. So there's certain things that, again, it just goes back to robots should do robot jobs, humans should do human jobs. End of story, right?
Nice. All right. What is number three? This one looks really interesting. Number three, turn inventory, services, or IP into cash flow. This sounds like a very Earl thing.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I like that one.
Right. Got SOPs, sell them. Got knowledge, package it. Got unused services, bundle and flash sale them. Got old leads, reactivate them. Businesses leak money by sitting on dead assets instead of making them hustle.
That's one of my pet peeves. A lot of businesses have this, essentially, it's dead leads,
Hmm.
right? And they just leave them dead. And that drives me bonkers crazy. Okay. Just
Yeah.
because you couldn't convert them doesn't mean someone else can't convert them. So if you have a bunch of leads and they didn't convert, you put them in the dead list, and then you just figure out, what do these customers need at the same time as they need your service. What do these customers need after they need, after your service is complete? So let's
Yeah.
say, I don't know, you're a wedding planner or whatever, right?
Mhm.
And you didn't get the gig. Okay. But, after the wedding plan thing is done, this couple will still need to go on a honeymoon of some sort, right? So why don't you just shoot these leads to a travel agent and sell them to the travel agent, right? Because the travel agent could still use them, right? The wedding's not here yet, right? The
Mhm.
honeymoon's coming. They got to plan that. Well, guess what? Hey, congratulations on getting married. Here is some you want to go to Hawaii, you want to go to Mexico, you want to go to whatever for for the after party. Sure, right? I mean, that's still useful, and it just boggles my mind that people don't make usage of these things. So I mean, I really love that. Got SOPs, sell them.
What does
There
that
was
look
one
like? I
time
don't.
there was this one time I was coaching a teacher. Okay.
Hmm.
And she made the best lesson plans, like the best lesson plans ever. And other teachers from that school would go, "Oh my God, can you give me a copy of the lesson plan?" And she just gave them away. And I'm like, "What are you doing? Why are you giving these away? Like sell them for even just a little bit of money." Like the same teacher was like taking money out of her own pocket to pay for school supplies for the kids because the school system couldn't afford it or whatever for the extra paint or whatever the hell they were buying. And I'm like, sell these lesson plans to other teachers in other schools because everybody will love them, and sell them for something affordable, really cheap,
Yeah.
like $5-10. And she did. And guess what? She made her first $1 million selling freaking lesson plans
Wow.
to other teachers because she had like this collection of like really, really beautiful lesson plans. Like she was a really good just planner for lessons and made them really fun and made them really interesting. And the kids loved it. The engagement level to her classroom was through the roof.
Hmm.
If more people used these lesson plans, I believe that more students would be engaged and kids would learn more. So it's doing them a service, right? So yeah, got SOP sell them? Oh my God, yes. Right? Because if you've
Yeah.
solved a problem for yourself, guaranteed 1,000 other people are experiencing that exact same issue, right? And if you can solve that problem for them, and I mean, you've already done the heavy lifting, you've already figured it out. And if it isn't like your company's secret sauce, it's just something that just pisses off your industry, my God, sell it, right?
So that's people that service a different area, maybe.
100%. Like
Yeah.
don't feed like the your direct competition or whatever else. But I mean, realize that like, this thing was a teacher thing, right? It's not like if one teacher does better than another teacher, that school goes out of business. That school is still going to be there, right?
Mhm.
So yeah, don't sell your company secrets and don't sell your secret sauce. But if it's like a really basic thing, like here's how to answer the phone the best way for people who run chiropractic shops, sell that thing, man.
Nice. Got knowledge, package it. I guess that would be put in a book.
That's the same as the teacher did, right? They had
Yeah.
some knowledge. They had SOP lesson plan, same thing. Knowledge lesson, all same things. Package it and sell it,
Hmm.
right? Because
What?
you have solved problems. I guarantee you, everybody's solved some weird problem that pisses a bunch of other people off,
Hmm.
and they think nothing of it, right?
Yeah.
I mean, just look at the way even like McDonald's was formed, right? Like they were really efficient. They had toned down menus, so smaller menus than all their competitors, but they were really fast at applying it and getting it out there, right? And that's what Kroc saw when they ended up buying McDonald's, right?
Hmm.
He came there to sell them a bunch of milkshake machines and realized, wait, well, oh my God, you guys make burgers really fast. And they're still delicious and they're still pretty good, right? And like that system is what made McDonald's McDonald's, right? So yeah, 100%.
Yeah. I remember I worked for a service business where people had an inflated idea or an altered idea of what to expect from the service.
Hmm.
So over time, after like having to handle people during the service, I eventually figured out, oh, if before we start, I sit them down and I say, let's manage expectations. This is going to happen. This is going to happen. This isn't going to happen. This might happen. And if that does happen, we do this. And just sitting them down and cluing them into how it's all going to go. Huge numbers of problems later on evaporated and everybody was really happy.
Yeah, managing expectations is a huge thing, 100%.
So I made sure when I left that job that I wrote that down very carefully and passed it on to the next guy.
For sure.
Should have sold it. I should have sold it to the next guy.
Yeah.
Um, all right, here's two things to avoid when trying to save money. I like this I really like this first one. Avoid cutting the wrong expenses like marketing that actually works. This is really true. Most businesses panic and shop marketing first. Congratulations. Now, if your customers know you exist, cut waste, not revenue engines.
100%.
Yeah.
Yes, marketing should be a thing that you cut down during points of like really low economic movement,
Hmm.
but you shouldn't completely cut it out 100%, right? Because at the same time, um, you know, it's cheaper, right? Like if you have
Hmm.
less competitors in the market because people are falling over because of economic downturn,
Yeah.
then technically your marketing is going to be cheaper because you've got less people to fight against, right?
Yeah.
And if every other idiot is cutting off their marketing, your cost per lead, your cost per click, your cost per acquisition just plummeted. Everything's cheap now, right?
Yeah.
So now is not the time, right? A lot of like billionaires and people who just got super rich and super successful were the ones who stuck through it through the tough times, right?
Mhm.
Like I'll give you a funny example. Remember Forrest Gump, right?
Yeah.
They got a fishing boat and
Oh,
then
yeah.
they go through the storm and they survive, and all the boats that weren't in the storm got destroyed, and they're the only boat that's kicking around, and then all of a sudden shrimp galore, right? So
Right.
that's the same kind of idea, right? If you weather the storm and you keep your assets in tow, right,
Mhm.
and you're still doing the marketing, you will be the only shrimp boat. So there you go, be the only
Be
shrimp boat.
be the only shrimp boat. I love it. The Forrest Gump School of Business. Um,
Well, that's what I
what
saw when I read this thing, and I'm like, huh, yeah.
what are other things that are wrong to cut or that people shouldn't look to save money on?
um Things that you shouldn't cut are anything that is like essential to customer service stuff,
Hmm.
right? So the things that hurt the customer service experience,
Right.
right? So anything that really makes you stand out. So that customer service experience, I know it's a cost center, right? As long as you have it set properly, right? It should be product at the very bottom. I know that sounds weird. Like,
Yeah.
Earl, isn't product supposed to be the best? No, it's not. Right? If Facebook came out today, like today, as it was today, it would have failed. It's too complicated, right? It was before, it was just a wall where you could post stuff and it was completely open and anybody could see what everybody else posted. There were no private messages, there was no news feed, there was no Farmville, there was no all those things that they added to it over time, right?
Mhm.
Um, so yeah, don't cut the experience part out. That's what people talk about, right?
Yeah.
And
I,
that's really what
I
makes
I
them
had a
go.
client going through a rough patch and he was stomping around and threatening to fire his entire staff. And I was like, they're the ones making you the money, bro.
Hmm.
Well, I should say he needed to be more specific. There was a particular staff member who definitely should have been fired. You probably know who I'm talking about.
Yeah.
And the other two staff members should have definitely stayed. And he was like, get rid of everybody. I'm like, no, be more discerning.
Yeah.
Fire the hole in the boat. Keep the boat.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I mean that's why you measure stuff, right? Like when you cut marketing, there was this one client I had who just really, really loved magazines and wanted nothing more than to be in all of the magazines. And I'm like, how many sales have we gotten from any of these damn mag? And it costs like it was not cheap. It's like 5-10 grand a pop, right?
Mhm.
And like, okay, so we have this 2-page spread in this magazine. I started switching the phone numbers in the magazine. He's like, no, don't change the phone number. No one's gonna know who that is. I'm like, no one knows your phone number now.
Yeah.
Right.
Who remembers phone numbers?
Exactly.
I
And so
remember 1-800 got junk, and that's about it.
yeah, exactly. And so we switched the phone numbers and I tracked how many calls we got from each magazine.
Yeah.
And you know what the hilarious thing was? Every single one, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. And I'm like, okay, we're spending like a god awful amount of money on these magazines,
Yeah.
and no one's calling. Nobody. Like zero.
Hmm.
And then we look at the paper, the one in the newspaper, because this is way back. Um, the paper, the number called like hot crazy. It's just like every ring is like, oh, newspaper call, newspaper call, newspaper call. I'm like,
Hmm.
okay, for the love of God, do not cancel the newspaper, right? Cancel the
Right.
magazines, but don't cancel the newspaper. Why? The phone's ringing, right? So, like he even had one of those billboards, right? And I'm like, I hate this stupid billboard. But we switched the number on the billboard, and the billboard number rang. So it's like, okay, well, you know what? The numbers show that the number's ringing. Keep it,
Yeah.
right? So keep what works, cut what doesn't, and for the love of God, measure stuff. So there you go.
Yeah.
So that do not cut the ones that work. So most of the
Nice.
time, it's we spend $100,000 a month on marketing, and we know half of it works and half of it doesn't, but we're too scared to cut which one doesn't. I'm like, well, just measure it, right?
Yeah. Get an answer.
100%.
I have a rule in sales and marketing is you just don't know.
Yeah,
So measure it. All right. We should probably charge ahead here. You got a hard limit on your time here.
I do.
Number two thing to not do. Don't not do this when you aren't not trying to save money. Avoid wait and see mode. Downtimes reward the hustlers, punish the frozen. If your competitor hits pause and you stay loud, you win market share at a discount. Don't turtle, attack. This is the
Yes,
Forrest Gump routine we were just talking about.
right. We just talked about this. So, when everybody else is panicking, right, and not marketing, that means they're no longer in the market, right? So if you're the only one, um, even if it costs the same, right? Like let's say you're doing like old school traditional like snail mail, right?
Mhm.
And you've got a snail mail package in the mail, and everybody else is bailed. You're the only one in the mail. So when people open the mail and they see you, you're the only one they see, right?
Mm.
So if that's the case, then you get your stuff, better off than everybody else. Even
Right.
if you're paying the same, you're the only one there, right?
Right.
So your percentage of potential sales go up, and that's a good thing.
So you could fail if you bail on the snail mail. Is that what you're telling me?
Yes. That's a good rhyme.
Nice.
Rapper
All right.
Dan.
So we all point for me. We already discussed that. We will continue charging ahead here. One red hot tip, the recession reset bundle. Bundle 2 to 4 profitable but underutilized services into a recession survival package. Price it attractively and push it to dormant leads, current clients, and your network. Pulls in fast cash, increases retention, and gives prospect a safe entry point in uncertain times. When the economy sneezes, the smart businesses sell Kleenex. Unpack this for me a little bit.
All right. So I like the bundle 2 to 4 profitable but underutilized services.
Mhm.
You're putting it into a package deal. Like one of my favorite things from like a marketing guru is good old Frank Kern, right? And Frank Kern has this thing called the 4-day cash machine. And all he does is he takes a bunch of stuff and bundles it together, gives some away as quote unquote bonuses. But the bundle is packaged so that you're still making money overall, right? So average order value, sale price, it's still making more than your normal average order value. And then he sends this 4-day cash machine email sequence out, and
Hmm.
it's literally the same friggin' email 4 times basically. And it's just like, hey, you know what? We're selling all this stuff for reason X. Our loss, your gain. Here's what's in it for you. And then he just positions all the bonuses, and then shoots it out, and then sends it out 4 days in a row. And then on the fourth day, he takes it down like he promised he would. And my God, it just makes money. Every single time we've done a 4-day cash machine, it's gone great concepts. And I'm like, that's it. That's it. And like you can find the 4-day cash machine in any of Frank's courses. He sells them all, through the courses. Hell, I think you can even find it for free online or something like that if he's giving it away as a bonus for certain things. But yeah, this recession reset bundle idea is a good one, 100%, right? And just bundling stuff, giving people a reason to buy it, is reason to buy it. That's it. People just need a reason, and they need scarcity, right? So the reason why it's 4-day cash machine is because it ends in 4 days. We're only having this sale for 4. I mean, take a look at what's happening right now in the US, right? You look at Black Friday. So Black Friday usually lasts a week, right? That's not a day, it's a week, right? And then it wraps around to Cyber Monday. And then, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, there's your 4-day cash machine, right? And so, having a recession reset bundle and giving people a reason to buy something is just an excuse for them to buy something. Remember, they're not going to make logical sense all the time. You have to hit that emotional trigger response before the logic kicks in. So the emotion sells the damn thing, and then the logic backs it up and goes, yeah, I should totally buy that, right? So give them that reason. And the reset bundle, fantastic reason.
Brilliant. Let's get on to. Ooh, that was loud in my headphones. Hack of the week.
Hack of the week. Hack of the week. So I'm just going to tell a simple story. This one time we saved a company money, got them a tax break, and got them on TV all at the same time. So one of my favorite stories, right? So we audited their billings. We saw that they were spending too much money on merchant processing. And because of what I've done in the past and my connections, I'm able to save them roughly about 30% on their billings. Okay. So I just do a lot of volume with businesses, right? So I help a lot of businesses. When I refer them to a payment processor, they give them like a really damn good rate. So we save them roughly $10,000 per 1 million processed. And so they were doing about $17-18 million a year. So we saved them $180,000, right? So my catch was, though, if we do this savings, I need you to donate 10% of it to charity. And they agreed. We saved them the 180K on paper, and they were ready to write a check. And they said they were kind of mid writing the check for the 180K. And I'm like, no, don't do that. They're like, but you just told us to. And I'm like, no, that's not how I want you to do it. I do want you to do that, just not like that. So I got them to get one of those door-sized checks from the printer shop.
Yeah.
And they it's still the same $180,000, just much bigger writing, right? And on a slow news day, they got the donation on the news, and their PR coverage got them a whole whack ton of more customers, right? So on average, they were doing like about $1 million per store. I don't know what their average went up. I can't remember exactly how much it went up, but I just know it went up. And so they got PR coverage, they got savings, and they got a tax break because they got a donation receipt, all rolled into one. And this came from we roll all the way back to step one, the really boring task of going through every single bill. And I know it's painful, and it's not the most fun meeting with me, right? Because I'm just sitting there going, okay, what's this for? What's this for? Did we use this? When was the last time we used this? Right? And so, but that was a harrowing, I think it was like a 2.5-hour meeting to go through all the statements. And I'm sure they hated me while they were going through it. They're like, oh God, we hired a consultant to beat us to do this. Like, we could have done this ourselves. Yeah, you could have done it yourself, but you didn't, right?
Could have, but didn't.
So then we did, and then ta-da, right? $180,000 later. That was only one line item that saved them $180,000. So yeah, so I think I just paid for myself for the next 4 years, but with one meeting, and that's one line item. There were other line items. I forget what they were now, but it's just that the other ones weren't as crazy fanatical as this. We saved them a butt ton of money, like $500,000 total all in, but this 180 was the creme de la creme, right? It was a really good one.
Reminds me of a modern artist, created some kind of modern art that was like a series of buckets on a wall or something like that. And someone said, oh, I could have done this. And the modern artist responded, yeah, but you didn't.
Same with the banana guy, right?
Right. I have
I
that shirt.
really love that piece. Replace this banana once a week, right?
I have the shirt. Have you seen my shirt?
Yes, the banana with the tape on it.
Yeah. I love that shirt. Although people have forgotten the story now, so now it just looks like some kind of weird
banana fetish.
I don't know what they just weird. It's just a banana with tape, and like, what's anyway.
I always love that story. So
yeah.
Alrighty.
I guess that's it. So thank you everyone for joining us. Do leave a comment below so we know you're watching.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
Thanks AI for making life really easy for us. Thank you,
I,
Earl,
I,
for all
I
the
wanted
great
to
insights.
give a shout out actually.
Oh, who are we shouting out?
Ozzy Jirok. So
Sure.
so speaking of cool German dudes, so
Yeah.
Ozzy runs like a real estate kind of company and teaches people how to buy real estate and stuff. And
Okay.
Ozzy mentioned like direct messaged me the other day after the show saying, "Dude, I love your show." And I'm like, "Oh, awesome." Like the fact that this guy who's like a mini celebrity watches our show and likes it makes me feel warm on the inside. So I'm like, "Oh, that's awesome." So thank you,
That's
Ozzy.
huge.
So shout back. And Dan, you're my co-host, so thanks, man, for putting this together. Like he complimented you as well. So it's just like, yeah, this is great. Love it.
That warms my heart.
Yeah,
Shout
absolutely.
out, Ozzy. All
Alrighty.
right.
So I'm playing
Thanks,
this
everybody.
out.
Play us
Thank you,
out.
everybody. Thank you, Dan. Catch you later.
Thanks for listening to Earl and the Idiot. We hope you learned something you can take action on this week. For more information or to contact the show, visit earlandtheidiot.com. And until next time, remember what Shakespeare said: "The fool doth think he is wise, but the wise man knows himself to be a fool."
I was holding the money. I'm holding the money.
Hold the money. I'm like, is this a banana joke?
No, hold
Okay.
the money.
It's a